YouTube subscriber winner today. It's actually out in Henrietta. And I don't even need Jim today. Well, I do in a minute, but I'm actually excited about this one today only because Patty and John helped me raise my son. So today is kind of our chance to give back to them. So hopefully you stay with us today. We're excited to see what the Backsplash looks like, and stay tuned.
Good job.
Okay, so we're in Patty and John's kitchen, which you can see John, our happy homeowner, is prepping the wall with the little sander. As I was saying earlier, this is our chance to give back today because Patty and John were my daycare provider when I was living in Henrietta and had my son Landon. So we're going to be backsplashing this kitchen area. Come over here and show you here. This is the tiles that they had picked out.
Alright, so here is the tile. It's a tumbled mosaic on a mat. They come packaged like this, and then they're just, I'm going to open one up here to show you. So they got a mesh backing, and they're all together on a mat. There's an interesting pattern on them here, so, you know, it makes it a lot of fun to cut around outlets. We're going to be using Omni Grip to put it on. It's just a tile adhesive, great for backsplashes. You know, it makes life a lot easier. There's also some mats out there now that don't use an adhesive or a mortar. I've never used them, but it just doesn't, you know, sounds kind of interesting to me. Maybe one day we'll check it out. You're going to need a trowel when you do this. We're going to use, according to the manufacturer specs on this Omni Grip and on the tile, we're going to use a really narrow V trowel here to spread our thin set. This is the grout float we're going to use for the grouting. When the grout process happens, I like to keep it around though when I install the tile because I like to press the mats on with it so I know I get a good bond like that against the wall. So that's a flat, hard surface for that. Another handy thing to have around would be like a wet sponge because you want to keep the grout joints as clean as possible so that when you go to grout it, you don't have to sit there and clean grout joints for, you know, ever. So we're going to start right over here in this corner over here. We're going to lay it out and get some tiles opened up and spread some thin set, some adhesive, and start sticking it up. Right now we know that we're going to start with one mat, and it appears that it's going to be a half a mat to finish. So I got that open mat. I'll show you how to cut one real quick. Looks like a half a mat, so when you find center, you know this was half, and we're just going to take a knife and we're going to cut that matching back, and it's easily cut there. So you want this to look kind of random, so you want to be careful how you put it. And see, that's how we're going to...
Awesome.
The first.
So we'll be in and out of here in like an hour?
Yeah, I wish.
Nice.
I like to take the cardboard, actually, from the back side of these and set them on the tops just to protect them a little bit. Even though these granite tops, they clean real well as you're going along, grouting and cleaning. So this next one will need an outlet cut out of it. So when we get there, we'll show you how to do that. What we're doing here is we're spreading our thin set, and we just want to cover the whole wall. We want nice grooved lines in it. We don't want to be able to see the wall behind us, but we don't want to put too much on, so that's basically what it'll look like when it's done. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to press our mat on it. We got to make that a little bit wider. We want to come a little bit wider. We don't want to make a mess. We want to go slow as we do this and take our time and really try not to make a mess anywhere. It's just easier in the long run. So we just want to make sure we're over the mat some. And then we're going to flip our mat into place. And on this one, I think we're going to turn it
That looks awesome.
Just so that it's random.
So Patty, we got these from Mr. Seconds, right? Or Bargain Outlet, or what is it now?
Home Outlet, I think it's called.
So they were, I think they were $5.99 a sheet.
Yes, they were close to $6.
Yeah.
Alright, so now we got an outlet in the way, so we're gonna kind of hold up the mat where we want it here. And we're gonna kind of see what we gotta do, what's gonna be the best way. We'll keep flipping the mat until we find, I don't know, what seems to be the best option. I think we're gonna go like that, and what we'll do is it looks like we'll cut this big tile out of the mat, and then we'll cut it on the wet saw to fit back in. We may need to cut a couple more out, but let's start with that. We're gonna cut that right out of the mat. Every one of these is gonna be different. And see, now that gave us enough space to put the next one up. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull this outlet out a little bit, and then we'll cut this tile to fit on the sides.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
And we'll be right around that outlet pretty easily. So take it a Phillips head and pull this outlet out. A lot of times what I like to do is go find the GFI and pop the GFI so I know that that outlet is dead. So over here we look like we have a GFI here. And we're gonna
Nice, John. What did you just say?
Stick a screwdriver in it.
Alright, so what we did is we're going to hold the tile up here, roughly where it was going to go, and we're going to make a little mark with a marker, and we're going to do the same thing on this side, just get it close to the outlet. Then we're going to take our builder's square and we're going to square it up. We're going to square it off because we're going to go cut this by hand on the wet saw. We're going to get wet. We have the homeowner has a wet saw here that we're going to go use. You can do this with a grinder, a wet saw. I wouldn't recommend doing it with a snap cutter because it would be difficult. So let's go out here and get wet.
He's
Do
into
you
it.
want flavored water?
What you got? What do you got? Leon,
Shot of bean?
can you say hi? No? You trying to figure it out? You gonna be an electrician?
So I was a mechanic.
It doesn't do anything, I know. It doesn't make noise or music.
Anyways, here. You got it right out of noise. And take these two. And listen. 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 Oh, duh. Here. Hold on. Listen. Listen. Here.
Oh, John, that's pretty silly.
Pretty low.
So the first section of Backsplash is already installed, and we're over here to the main section over here. And we have the stove pulled out. John's going to go through and take the outlet plates off, but beforehand, we're going to address the area behind the stove because we're not going to carry the tile all the way down. We're going to come across, but we have a big opening here. Yes, we are using adhesive Omni Grip, which is a mastic, which will hold the tiles in place, but to keep them from sagging, we're going to put a little ledger across the countertop here temporarily to hold them in place as the mastic sets up. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a small piece of 1x2, or 1x whatever, 3/4 here, whatever we got, little scrap, and we're going to just set it on the countertop. We're going to mark it the same dimension as the opening, which should be around 30 inches because the stove is 30. We're going to cut that, and then we're going to make it flush with the countertop at both ends, and we're going to put a temporary screw or little nail in here, and we'll take it out later, and that's going to hold our tile at the countertop. this one, I'm going to take these two out and then we'll set the mat and we can fill in as well. So after I set this mat, I'm going to go cut these before that mortar dries up. Well, thin set. I'm going to save these for this one. In fact, I'm going to go cut this now. There's one piece right here to come around this outlet. Boom, boom. I'm going to cut that and set that, and then we'll continue on. I just don't want the mastic to set up on us. It's still nice and tacky, and especially in here, but we might.
He's a busy guy. He's very good at what my father did wonderful work, but he would love Jim. And my father's done some major operations. Strong Memorial Hospital.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, quite a few buildings he's been involved with. And I did not do the construction thing. I was a printer, so.
Right.
Yeah. And my great grandfather was a printer. I don't think so.
What does Leon have to say? What does Leon have to say? Huh? Do you like it, Leon? Do you like it? Huh? Can you say hi? Say you should be on camera, huh? You're gorgeous.
Say hi. Say hello.
This? Can you blow kisses?
No.
Mwah. Jim, we're doing it.
No, Jim. We need the strip. Let's find the strip first. This is really a stupid thing. I mean,
The homeowners at war.
it's not the homeowner. It's the people that are
homeowners at
gonna.
war.
We're only gonna be here for a short period of time. It's the
And
people
I
that are.
would like it to look nice. So I think we should do it. I think we should do the whole wall. Go and get the strip, and it'll look fantastic.
Let's get the strip.
Okay?
You and Becky go get the strip. Because you know what you're looking for.
Well, I don't know what I'm looking for, but I'm sure the contractor's wife will know what I'm looking for.
She didn't in the first place, but you didn't figure it out either. Why don't you both go and look to see if you can get a strip? If you can't get it there, bring the tile with you. Pick something out at another, the tile shop that's just down a couple of doors,
Oh, it is. You're right.
and see if you can match something up.
Okay, we can do that.
All right.
And we will.
Yeah, all right.
All right. We're doing the whole wall.
Okay, so after much discussion whether we tile the whole backsplash the whole wall or just do a small section that matches the backsplash on the other side of the refrigerator, we're going to make it match. And our question was, because the countertop comes out a little bit further than the upper cabinet, was do we take it from floor to ceiling? Do we cut it at the countertop? Do you cut it off at the upper cabinet? And Leon says, what's Leon say, Leon?
Leanne says I got a screwdriver.
Yeah.
I'm here to help.
Leon said we're going to make it flush with the countertop.
Okay, so we just finished putting the tile up, and this is pre-grout. Walk around the fridge here. Little section of cabinet here, upper and lower. And then above the sink, and the rest of the countertop and above the stove area. So the next step, obviously, is to let this dry, and we're going to throw some grout in it. What color did you pick, Patty? Like a light tan?
Yes. And the homeowners are very happy.
I know, it looks awesome. I love it. Looks so much more finished.
Mm-hmm.
I love the stone look.
We're here, and we're using simple grout, which is pre-mixed grout, and it looks like this when you open it. It's already mixed. All you gotta do is start to apply it, and we're gonna use our rubber float to do that, and we're just gonna spread it on everything, and it's gonna make a mess. It's gonna fall all over you. We're going over everything, and we're gonna fill all the voids in this tile. And we're gonna do little areas at a time. We're just gonna squeeze it in there with the float, and then we're gonna clean as we go. So we'll probably just start filling here. Get it all grouted up. You wanna hit everything. This is a very porous tile, so it's gonna fill all the little pockets and everything. If you got standard tile, you might want to stay a little cleaner and just do the joints, but in this case we have to do the whole area. So we're just going to get it on and move it around. And cover everything up. Like so.
So how long before you wash it off?
This stuff we can wash pretty much. Once we get a nice section laid, we can start wiping it clean.
And how many times do you have to wipe it?
It all depends. We're gonna try to wipe it once and maybe twice, and then maybe with a buff, but you never know what you're gonna get. Some people over wipe. You don't want to do that.
Why? Because then
you pull out the grout and it creates air pockets as well. So you just kind of wipe it till it looks good. So I'm going to finish this little section up, and then we're going to start wiping this section down. And then we'll finish the section completely. I'm trying to get all the high spots off as well to make wiping easier. So the first thing I'm going to do is try to clean this countertop just a little bit. So you want to wring your sponge really good and get it nice and dry. That's the way to clean it up. Then you want to start wiping this down. And this is so porous. This one's going to take a while. See how the tiles start to come back here? And you're just cleaning the surfaces. You're not digging into the grout. And we're going to clean that real good. Now it's a lot easier to grout a tile that has a finish on it, like a ceramic or a porcelain or a subway tile. This is actually very porous stone, so it's a little different than standard grouting. Same process, just a little tougher to get off and work it in. Let's see, that's what you're gonna get. And the key to doing this is changing your water and your sponge really regular. Now we're gonna get this 99% clean and looking really good. And then we're gonna let it sit up and haze up. And we're gonna give it another wipe. You can go through and seal these tiles ahead of time if you would like. Because sometimes if you use a darker grout color, it will change the color of the tile some. Well, it's all completed, all done, all grouted. The only thing left is to clean our hands and put everything back.
What do you think, John?
I think it's wonderful. And if you don't use Jim, your contractor, you're out of your mind.